Goku's going ghost! That's right everyone, Dragon Ball Super episode 129 is here, finally. And yeah, the rumors about it being quite intense are fairly accurate. Transcendent Limits Surpassed, Ultra Instinct Mastered.
Dragon Ball writers, give me power beyond power. No, beyond that. A little more.
Once again, thank you very much for all of your fan art entries for the last challenge, which was #Vegeta Balboa, and those entries will be found at the end of this review. And as usual, you just keep your ears close to the ground, or the screen, for this week's fan art challenge. Right, let's get to it. Where we last left off, Vegeta was pretty much out of the game, when actually the writing started to catch up with him in terms of the consistency, because you know in episode 126, he used the final explosion, which was meant to get rid of his energy, then he had his energy again, and then in 128 he didn't. He valiantly tried, yet failed to topple Jiren, and I actually think the big grey dude was low-key respecting Vegeta for just trying. But sadly, Vegeta risked it, and he didn't get no biscuit. We also had, for the third time, Ultra Instinct being thrown into the mix. And one thing I've observed throughout my time with Dragon Ball Super is that Super likes to do things in threes. Goku getting 3 major transformations in this series, going into the future 3 times, getting Ultra Instinct being showcased 3 times. It's becoming a bit of a trend. We are heading into the proper endgame, with Goku and Jeering finally showing their true powers. Liars! You know it's not going to be the case. You know they're going to be showing their true, ultimate, real, fingers crossed, real hope for this time. No backsies, no take-backs, true power. Now. No. It's a Dragon Ball trope. They're always holding back something. Also, as you're listening to the subs, you might have heard the familiar sounds of Chozetsu and Genkai Toppa. Those are the references to the 2 opening themes, and they've been somehow integrated into the episode's title this week. That's really neat. The angels are awaiting the power of Ultra Instinct and anticipation, with them all together now, looking like the Brady Bunch now more than ever. The tiny stand, gazing down on what's before them. The awe-inspiring shot. These 2 mammoths. Something to behold and something we've admired for the very longest time. Something we didn't think would happen, but is now about to get us clenched with excitement. And that is, of course, the cheeks of Jiren. That glorious space alien booty is now going to show its final true power. In fact, you know things are really tense because the Omni Kings at this point would usually say something, but they have no words. You know stuff's about to go down when the Omni Kings are pretty much mute. Whis and Tenshinhan then break the silence by pointing out this is Goku's 3rd and last chance to try and make Ultra Instinct count. Well, I mean, count for something other than the sheer marketing opportunities that have been amassing over the last couple of weeks. I can't believe it. This form was relatively new in terms of the merchandising, especially the mastered one, and the sheer amount of stuff that's available on sale now is just crazy. Usually with this exposition, I find it kind of tedious, but this time Whis is really laying on the drama because what he is saying is absolutely true. If Goku doesn't use this time with Ultra Instinct well and effectively, he probably won't get another chance to use it because the Tournament of Power is coming to a close, and Jiren will probably overwhelm him and he will be out. The tremendous energy that's going through Goku's body does leave its mark, and if Goku's not careful, he could be completely out of energy or he might even die. The stakes are higher and even rarer. Somebody pass Goku a steak knife because this Saiyan's getting hungry. In a rather impressive move to actually kick off the episode proper, Goku then leaps 50 feet forward towards Jiren without us even anticipating it even happening. You see, this is a good way to show Ultra Instinct being more powerful than the regular Super Saiyan transformations because we can't even have time to process how powerful Goku is. The fight then explodes into life, literally, like a neutron star collision. We are getting to see Ultra Instinct being finally challenged by the likes of Jiren, who is really promised showing his true power. And yet we're getting more explosions, more booms, more cataclysmic action, less spending time on animation. Ooh, this Dragon Ball efficiency is really good on the animators. But hey, this bait and switch is a-okay with me. Keep on going, my dudes. The Grand Priest then begins to extol the beauty and sheer delight of this final battle, Goku versus Jiren. The two mortals which have astounded the gods for the longest time are finally coming together in this cataclysmic battle that will truly cap off a fantastic tournament of power that has really satisfied the likes of the Omni Kings. It, for the Grand Priest, is a true sight to behold. And really, the way he's saying it is just completely and utterly telling. Remember a discussion video I did a while back, positively musing about the fact that all of this was planned from the very start? Yeah, this is pretty much proof positive. However, despite all this action, some of the gods of destruction are looking pretty bored right now. With another few roars, Goku then begins to really counter against Jiren, and the booms and explosions continue with utterly full force. Even Jiren's I-beams cannot overwhelm Goku, and we now descend into plenty of arm smears, which are very common in the likes of JoJo and other action anime, but in Dragon Ball they're relatively new. But this time something feels really off. Did you notice this even in the preview, that the smears look like they're too far to the right in this shot and it looked really weird, but then suddenly it just jolts and then they actually are working in the right way? Did somebody tell the keyframe or the compositor that there was that first shot? It looked really weird. Whis is now beginning to deduce that this Ultra Instinct isn't the real Ultra Instinct after all, because something's really off with the way Goku's actually handling it. He's letting his judgment cloud. His Ultra Instinct isn't as effective. He can defend for sure, but he's not able to push back. Yeah, it's pretty impressive for a mortal to actually get this power, but if Goku can't attack, there's not really much he can do. The only thing that Whis can think of right now is for Goku just to hang in there and wait out the clock and try and win on numbers. Come on, Whis boy, you should know by now, that's not the Goku way! Goku then resorts to Old Faithful, the Kamehameha, as pointed out by Tenshinhan, who is really being observant this episode. It's very unusual. The writer of this episode obviously likes you, and I think that's going to be this week's challenge. Send your fan art to me using the Twitter @MasakoX with the hashtag ProfessorTN, and see how astute and observant that Tenshinhan can truly be in the Tournament of Power. Maybe he might be the smartest person in this entire squadron, despite being overlooked by Toriyama. Let's see whether we can actually redress the balance here. Be very creative here, and once again, next time we will actually showcase the entries for this hashtag. Good luck! And yeah, Goku uses the Kamehameha, and I don't know what just happened here, but there are just things exploding, things going up through the arena, there's whispering. Whoa! It went everywhere else except directly in front of Jiren. And what a surprise, Jiren was able to counter it. But there is a good reason why Jiren was able to counter it, because as you see, the last time Goku used Ultra Instinct with Kefla, Jiren was able to observe the form whilst not being interrupted at all. He could really focus on the prize, and as we know, if Jiren focuses on something, he is going to be able to counter it no matter what. If Jiren doesn't see an attack coming, he can easily be attacked, but if he knows it's gonna happen, then nice knowing ya. Jiren then decides to send Goku packing, and no one really knows where Goku's gone, only that he hasn't been eliminated. But luckily for Goku, he was able to shield himself from the main blast using the remnant energy of the Kamehameha. And that, I'm not gonna lie, was really clever. I don't think I've actually seen that in Dragon Ball before, the Kamehameha being used as a shield. It's like the Swiss Army knife of Dragon Ball. As Belmont, Kai and Margarita are hyping up their boy Jiren, Vegeta then decides to go topless, because he already was, and shout them down. Oh please, you call that bigging up your guy? You ain't seen nothing yet, homies! And he then proceeds to take these Universe 11 clowns to school, including Belmont, who is actually a clown. The Saiyan race is not to be underestimated, but this time it has a twist, because he's not talking about just himself this time, he's talking about Kaba, Kefla, Gohan, as well as Goku. All the Saiyans that took part in this tournament have really shown what they can do in a little under an hour, and it is actually pretty impressive and a very good point from Vegeta. Very emotive dialogue here, I like it. But if you want to actually try and boil it down into one sentence, it's basically Vegeta going, "Ha! You see, Belmont? We are rubber, you are glue." And yeah, this shot of Goku sipping the metaphorical Kool-Aid Ultra Instinct flavor, beautiful. That's very nice. And yeah, the second half doesn't hang about whatsoever, because it's even more intense than the first half, at least the very beginning, because it's just like, boom, wow, it just loads of swirls and sparks everywhere. Despite the very exciting visuals, Piccolo is being the party pooper here by basically just going, "Seen it, bored, Piccolo, stop being the party pooper, please. Whis then looks on as the recycled shots and animations begin to rear their ugly head once again, because we see Goku and Jiren slicing and dicing for at least 3 times, almost in quick succession. I thought we were over this. With 3 episodes to go, you'd think they wouldn't have to resort on a bank or using the same clip again and again in such a short space of time. Be a little more clever with this, please. Fortunately for Whis, he's actually beginning to notice that Goku's changing his style. He's actually going on the offensive sometimes. And not only that, the impudence of Goku's attacks are now turning into clarity and impulse. Goku's aura is expanding due to his sheer delight and passion of battle, whereas Jiren has none of that and is being consumed by it. It's actually being metaphorical with auras, and that is really impressive and really deep for Dragon Ball. I like this. This direction is really good. But all of this poignancy is broken when we see that same slicing and dicing action another 2 times. And then we see the repeating of the animation from the opening theme twice, and a different shot twice. Stop it! The battle power of this fight is truly becoming unlimited because the heat from Goku's aura is beginning to be felt in the stands, but still, the main gods of destruction are still not impressed. But yeah, with the sheer amount of heat Goku's kicking out right now, he could really power a hot spring right here. Jiren then gets bored of all of this passion and kicks it away and decides to make it rain in his own special manner. Only this rain ain't gonna make you rich, it's gonna make you die. 18, and once again Professor Ten Shinhan point out that Goku's getting very close to the boundaries of the tournament and he actually might be knocked out on a technicality, and you know that Goku hates technicalities. Don't worry, he's gonna be able to counter it because you actually mention it. Once again, we're looking at the anime tropes. This time, Beerus is actually able to speak for us and tell the guys to just shut up and watch really quietly. And you see, Beerus, you don't need to shout to get your message across. This is way better and it really shows your power. You just go, just shut up and watch. Goku is beginning to counter and he clenches his fists, which makes me go, ooh. And then his fists begin to vibrate and his arms begin to vibrate. Ooh, and oh my. And it seems like his vibrating fists are able to actually punch Jiren's rain away and actually begin to push it backwards. Suddenly, Goku bursts through the rain and decides to show Jiren a little bit of sunshine in his stomach. And then now a galaxy happened, powered by Goku's energy. What the hell is even going on? Goku then decides to drink the Kool-Aid once again, and Jiren's had enough of this. He decides to show his super ultra super duper power. This is Rich's really true power this time. No backseats, I'm really promise it this time. I'm not gonna use my true power again. I'm gonna go boom, and then Goku's gonna die. That's how true it is power. The power of the sun and the power of the galaxies clash, and then it stops. Hey. From behind, Goku pummels Jiren without him even knowing it and dismisses the sun power of Jiren as if it were nothing and almost kicks Jiren out of the arena. At the moment, Jiren cannot do a thing against Goku's mastered Ultra Instinct power because he's not seen it before. He doesn't know how to counter it, and this is getting Beerus really, really happy. He's grinning with mirth in a way I've never really seen before. Oh my god, I love it. In fact, I think the narrator loves it so much as me, he's left completely and utterly speechless. We have no narration at the end. All in all I've got to say is, nice. Yeah, it seemed a little bit slow at the very beginning of this episode, albeit a little repetitive as well, but towards the second half and the end of the first half, it was really picking up the pace and really showing its intensity. But despite being so close to the end of the series, we are still seeing recycled animation, and we really shouldn't be. Yeah, I get it. You can reuse shots, but just use them cleverly and with enough space to show that they can be used in different manners. Well, we can have topless Jiren to think about for the next 2 weeks. Have fun with that. Okay, we must talk about the introduction of Ultra Instinct here because it cannot be ignored. This is how you show a new form. Mysterious, unknown. This is Goku in a way we've never really seen before, and yeah, despite the really lackluster unveiling 2 weeks ago, this has all been pushed to the side with the way the anime's shown it. It's scary, and I know it's gonna blow us all away next time. But anyway, that was my review for Dragon Ball Super episode 129. Tune in next time for my review of episode 130. Until then, be sure to like and subscribe. Catch you later, and roll on with the fan art.